Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey, I am Shawny.
And I'm Melly Mel. Welcome to the unscripted world of Boldly Untitled, the podcast where two untitled best friends of 25 plus years dive into everything life throws their way.
Join us as we chat about relationships, friendships, sex, parenting, life struggles, and the wild journey of entrepreneurship.
Stay tuned for real talk and relatable stories because in this podcast, there are no limits and no titles, just honest, bold conversation.
Melly Mel, and we have a guest, Dree.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
So Dree is our long friend. You've heard us talk about our group Throw Your Set Connect. Dree is the one who has actually known each of us the longest in the group.
So, is that for real?
Yes.
That is fact.
Yes.
Wow. That is fact. Okay, yeah, that's fact.
Yep. She has been connected to each of us the longest.
Okay, yeah.
So it was only fitting that for this episode we bring our longest friend on this episode. Like,
I didn't even realize that before we came on.
Rep your ish.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Yes.
How was y'all weekend?
My weekend was different. My husband and oldest left, so it was just me and the twins. So yeah, I had to make sure it was fun because they were like, well, how come we can't go to Dee Dee's house? I was like, it's gonna be fun mommy time. So I had to make sure, like, they didn't feel like left out and like bored at the house. Like, this is trash. We should be with Rye at Dee Dee's house. So I took them to like this little event and stuff like that, and bought some Christmas pajamas for them and blah blah blah. So it was alright.
I'm about to talk to the twins myself to see if it was really fun or was it just
parenting.
Yeah.
Parenting. Yeah.
Are you gonna tell me the truth?
They in the living room because it's on Thanksgiving break. They come let you know. It was lit.
My child still got school Monday, Tuesday, but she's sick, so I guarantee you she don't make it tomorrow. Their weekend, because listen, Tippy keeps you on your toes.
Listen, first of all, okay, so my weekend was sleeping.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
Sleeping and doing nothing of much. You're always doing something as a parent, as an entrepreneur, as a full-time job, working full-time. So all of those things applies. But this past weekend, my body said, we're doing nothing. We're doing nothing.
Oh, that's perfect. And your child is old enough to do nothing and actually live it unless she has a schedule.
That is correct. That is correct. But before we came on here, y'all heard the questions, and I had to listen. I'm about to do some work, so I need the questions to give me about 2 hours. So my weekend has been that. It's nothing. It wasn't eventful except for the sleeping events.
That sounds amazing because I wish I could sleep. My child planned my weekend. I worked a wedding this weekend, and then she had a date with. She went to homecoming with a young man, and this weekend they went on like a solo date, but nobody drives. Okay, so nobody drives. So
I was about to say the 40-year-old, but I'm teasing when I say that. The one that looks like he about because he's 10.
His voice is deep too. He's 6'4". His voice is deep. Like
he's so tall and big. You think he a grown man?
If I went to school to take her to the homecoming, I'll be like, "You sure this nigga? You sure?" Because let me see his ID.
Yeah. I think it's just the height, though. It's the height.
She's so little, so it makes everything so
right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. She's so short and he's so tall, so it's like, bruh, how old are you, sir?
They went on a date and they went downtown, and I guess they're officially a couple now.
Oh Lord! I don't want to talk about this.
Wow!
They're officially a couple. So yeah. Which is, makes my pockets cringe because they're both seniors in high. So that means we doing 2 proms?
Yep. That's exactly
well, that's if they make it all that time. I mean,
They already talking about it. Lord help me, Jesus. You know,
Okay.
listen. I was start dating her daddy at the same age of 17, and I wouldn't ask him to my stuff until like February. I'm like, you might not
That's
make
what
it. You
I'm
never
saying.
know.
Like, it's
We're not built the
mad
same.
early.
We're not built the
No.
same as the new kids.
It's mad early
The new kids be
to be
doing some
talking
different.
about no prom.
Listen, they talking
They
about
they
stunting.
cool.
All right.
He
I might
gonna
not
fuck
like
with
you
her
tomorrow,
prime.
sir.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that stuff be fling fling. All right, I'm done with you. On to the next one.
They
Like,
different out
I
here.
definitely didn't think her dad was in February for me to ask him to go with me in May. So here we are.
mm,
We're
so
gonna
go
go day
ahead,
by day
holla at that coordination.
because that's definitely I'm like,
Really? Really, Melly Mel? Really?
is that what you said?
It was the bomb though. We made it do what it had to do. It had a blast.
Man. So
I got
have you
pictures.
got
Shawny.
it is this podcast. So I'm big on podcasts. I'm probably listening to them even more now that I have a podcast. And it's this podcast called Know For Sure. So I love B. Simone. B. Simone is like, I think she's hilarious from when she came out. Hilarious. I just started trying to get into her podcast as of recently, and it was something about it that I just couldn't get into. I didn't feel it. I don't know if it wasn't. I don't know. I just didn't. It wasn't captivating to me, and I was surprised because I like her so much. But all of a sudden, like the other week, you see stuff on all social media sites that her and her best friend, because when you the intro to the thing was me and my best friend of 20 years. We know each other. Apparently, they compare themselves always to a married couple on the podcast. And they have been best friends for 20 years. Cancel podcast. Not friends no more. It's an episode where they're talking about how they don't feel appreciated in the relationship and stuff like that. I'm like, what? I instantly text Mel like, bruh, this is scary. Oh my god. Did you see this? She was like, I don't know who these people are. Oh my god.
I don't. I mean, I kept seeing that story and I kept scrolling because I didn't know. I had no investment in them. So I was like, whatever, I don't know these people. But it seemed like a big story. So here we are. But
y'all can't ask me nothing because I don't even know who these people are. But shout out to them for trying to do their big things. I have no idea who that is.
Canceled. Every episode gone. You can't find it on Apple. You can find a couple scatters on YouTube. Like, dang, it's so bad you got to delete the whole podcast. We can't
why can't people? Yeah. We can't even look at the old stuff to see. Something may have resonated with my
I'm nosy. I would have listened to it all day. I would have been like, okay, let me listen to their dynamic. Like, listen,
yeah,
psychology major for like 2 semesters. Let me.
But this is my question. I feel like, why did you delete all the episodes? Because so basically the whole partnership is dissolved and it's shit over with. Like, we're done.
Gone.
Because I feel like you can still generate money off of those. No,
right. It's something deeper there. There's something deeper there because
that's a bit much. I feel like that's a drastic move to delete the entire library of episodes. Like,
yeah.
And I see like Megan had literally, so like over the last couple weeks, Megan has started her own podcast. It's B. Simone and Megan. So Megan's the other person. She started her own. It looked like she had started a podcast before, and now she's just like reviving the podcast. So I don't know if it was publicity to put your friend out. I don't know what it is, okay? But the fact that y'all done deleted each other on social media and have deleted every episode of the podcast, and I know what these podcasts have brand partnerships tied to them where you have commercials. So what is your obligations with that? Does it just go to Megan's podcast? And to me, her podcast is not as interesting as the one with them together was, which still wasn't as interesting to me as I thought it would be. But
did you listen to the old episodes too?
So I didn't go all the way back into the library.
By the time you figured it out, the shit was gone.
right. So I came in on the last couple.
Like maybe when they first started, it was lit, and maybe over time, the energy just shifted. It probably
definitely be it. They were on, but I also saw that they were on Funny Marco. And on Funny Marco, they were talking about.
I know who that is.
You know who that is? Okay.
Who that is. Give us a round
Okay.
of applause. Give me a round of applause. I know who that is.
Proud of you.
And who
I'm
is
so proud of
playing.
you. You will give us the in a minute. I don't know.
I don't know. I do know who that is.
Marco. And funny Marco, you know how his interviews go. They're hilarious. Like I literally had tears in my eyes. He was like,
The
"So y'all
straight
been
face
friends?"
giving me all the life. All of
Isn't
the
it
life.
good,
I don't
though?
know
All
how he
of
does
it.
it. I don't know how he does it because I cannot keep that type of the whole time. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
He was like, "So y'all been friends? Y'all been friends for consistently for 20 years?" They was like, "No, for about 10, we weren't really close." And I'm like, "What you mean?" So they were like, Megan had got married, having kids, and B Simone was working on her career. And for me, these are milestone moments that we were all there together. We were at each person's wedding. We were at baby showers. We were at funerals. We were at these things. So these moments in life, we were all there together. So I was like, "Oh no, Mel, we good. We good. They're not the same dynamic. They not real. They fake parents. They
Mhm.
yeah."
Well, I mean, but you can't really compare nobody to us. I'm just saying.
That's what it is. I
I'm just
think.
saying. It's a,
Yeah,
you
no,
can't do that.
it's
There's no comparison in that department on so many different levels. And I think it takes a level of emotional maturity to navigate through those challenging times or those shifts in your
mhm.
friendships as you get older. You know what I mean? As you grow and evolve into other people. And I think one of the things that has truly kept all of us together is truly just our ability to not agree, be mad for a minute, and then we move on. It
Yeah,
doesn't
we
it
Right.
just
doesn't
spent
take a
8 days on
whole
a vacation. I know we got on each other's nerves several times on this trip.
multiple.
Okay,
I mean, it is what it is. But now we're here to have fun. We paid all this money and whatever.
like we're not gonna let this stop anything. We're not gonna go back and be beefed out. We're gonna keep it
Like
moving.
it is, yeah. Like whatever.
We're gonna
We
let the
paid
people who
for the
don't have
pilot.
real friends see it. Let the fans see us. We out here.
Oh, we gonna
Ain't
have
shit being
fun.
real.
Yeah,
But I
it's a different
also,
dynamic for sure.
yeah, and I feel like we already know each other, so we already know. Oh, she mad. Oh, like the little signs where you're not outwardly saying
Right.
I'm mad. You could tell, like, oh, she mad.
Like
You
before
know.
we came on, we don't need to give details, but before we came on, we like, what's up? We straight?
Right.
It's a
You
little, all
good?
right, you ready? All right, okay, we're here.
We're here. Yeah,
But
we know
we
each
can
other
pull
so
that out.
well that we already know, and we know what's gonna piss somebody off. We know what's gonna irritate somebody. We know what each other like. So it's like
We
But
know
you
what
know
we
they
what?
already
need. They
know.
want to argue.
Respecting that,
We gonna let that one sit over in the corner and be mad. We gonna go over here for a minute. We gonna be like, all right, what you need from us right now? Like we know. Like I don't think people value friendships as much. I feel like they're not real, and they call anybody their friend because they're looking for a friend.
I was about to say in their definition of what friendship truly is, and I
You
think
know,
that's a dynamic in itself.
yeah, I feel like people meet somebody, they like their energy, they crack some jokes, they exchange numbers. Now we friends.
Right. Well,
You
okay.
don't
So
know
let me
that,
ask
huh?
you a question. Have you had people who you have intertwined with? You may have had a good time that day, or a few outgoing things, and then they be like, "Oh, this is my BFF," or this is my friend, and you be like,
Me personally, no, I have not.
"Ahem."
But I think
I
there's
would say
other
I
people
have
on the
that.
line that can
I'm
relate.
gonna put myself out there. Okay, I'll take that. I'm guilty. I am guilty of being a person that has a lot of extra friends and people who are really close friends to me. Because Mel will be quick to say, "Who the fuck is that?" But as a selling point in my business, I do tell people that I am their new best friend through the planning process. Because when you're planning something so intimate and so close, you do become their therapist. You become, and most time bridesmaids are trash. I'm just gonna put it out there. Bridesmaids, because they don't have good friends, are fucking trash. So I become their counselor, their therapist, their wedding planner, their financial advisor, voice of reason, mediator, referee between parents, all type of stuff. So I do pick up a lot of extra people along the way. I don't know.
Well, I think we try to make them see. Okay, so I'm not as bold as Melanie be like, "Who is that?" You know, but I am like, "Why are we doing this?" Or after it goes too far, I'm like, that's when I get mad. I think that's when I get mad. Like, why are we still friends with this girl? Okay, she's not serving.
Like, is that the person that? I'm like, yeah. She's like, we don't like her. What?
And y'all know, once somebody make y'all mad, I'm mad. I'm just.
That's the bad part.
I literally be more mad. Like, bro, what? Especially if it's some shenanigans.
Yeah, so. We know from 8th grade, 9th grade. We know. Dree.
Oh, my sweater. I'm just saying. Okay, even though that was against me, but I'm just saying, stop playing. Why are we doing this?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like people don't have those real, true connections. So when they see something or feel something that's kind of almost close, they latch on and be like, "Oh yeah, we're friends. We're besties," because they don't really know true friendship.
And they desire that. I would say that people desire that camaraderie with other people. That's human nature.
That's human, yeah.
To want to have support. I mean, that goes into relationships, friendships. You know, you want support, somebody to say you're doing good. And well, for me, somebody to call me out if it's not, you know, even if I'm mad in the process, to be honest. And we call it calling it out, but to be honest, you know.
But people don't want, I know someone, and I'm trying to be as candid as possible, who is like, don't be real with me. Look at me, don't be real with you. What do you mean?
We're not
okay, cool. I can't. Like, I remember I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Me and somebody else was being real with them, and they were like crying on the phone, and like we were like pissed, and she was like pissed at us. So we just don't be real no more. We let you live in a fantasy world.
Well, you got to show people. You have to show, and that's showing people the mirror, I suppose. And they don't want, if they're not willing to hold the mirror up to themselves, then receiving it from somebody else who notices those flaws or those areas that need to be addressed. It's always going to be.
And it don't always have to be like, bitch, you blah 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 blah. It could be a softer way to tell people, and especially, and that's going your friends on how you deliver the message of putting the mirror in front of them to recognize what they're doing right or wrong or whatever case may be. Hey, you think that, you know, that's not the best of ideas and decisions and shit like that, you know?
That's deep. That's some deep rooted shit to be like, I don't want the real. I would prefer to live in fantasy.
That's just like, crazy.
It is. It's deep, but it's more than you. And you're a friend. It's when it's more than you and you can recognize that it's more than you, then it takes on a whole nother dynamic. But that's the thing. We want to talk people through what they're not ready to receive, and there's no such thing, which then causes the wedge, which could be the issue with B. Simone in them. Whoever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Could be.
I don't know. I'm sorry,
y'all. Talking about you 20 plus years of friends, and a lot of people were saying, because you know TikTok will spill without you even knowing it, that they would compare themselves to a marriage on the situation on the podcast. Like, I don't compare our relationships to a marriage. I compare it's friendships, because there's different ships. So this is a friendship, and our friendship to me is extremely as important. You know what I'm saying? If you value it, it's important. So it's what people put value on. Some people don't put value on friendship, and especially some people get a man and they really don't put value on friendship. Like, oh no, blah blah blah. But when you break up, you ain't got no fucking friends. Now you over there.
I can't stand that. I can't stand that. I'd be like, oh, you acting different. Cause like, why? You know, why? It's cool to be in love and all that, but like, why? Why are we doing that? We could do both. We could do both. You could be in love and you can still maintain a friendship.
That's
true. Those are different categories.
Yeah.
But you know, the relationship and the marriage too is a whole nother dynamic on how you can exercise your privileges, if you will. I'm putting a big quotation mark over that, within if you have a support, let me change that. If you have a supportive spouse that provides a space for you to be who you were in some regards with your friends, it makes for a better transition. And some people don't know how to do that, and or they don't have a supportive spouse that allows you to still be Melly Mel, Shawny, Dree in those spaces. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you have that, then you can, just like you would do that for them, you know, you could still be that separate person with regards and respect to your marriage. And not everybody knows how to transition to those spaces, those new spaces, while also cultivating, you know, enhancements or this new person that you're becoming in the friendships. And I think we've done that eloquently.
Yeah, and I think it's also about like Shano said, choosing that person that's going to be supportive. But I think not just being supportive, but I think that person has to have a certain level of confidence to know it's fine. You know what I mean? Like her hanging with her girls is fine. It ain't gonna be no craziness. It ain't gonna be no, you know what I mean? And so, like with me and my husband, he got like 5 wives. He married the whole redneck, and he knows that. He knows
Listen, our husband came on here and told us time before we even got started.
Wives-in-law. But it appears, I mean, I don't know what y'all talk about, pillow talk, but it appears that he appreciates, you know,
because
well.
Exactly, because he knows that y'all hold me down and I hold y'all down, and he knows and understands like this is what it is, and he respects it and he understands it and he embraces it.
And he's a secure man.
Yeah,
that we got you when he's not.
Yeah, because y'all be looking at me like, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck that shit.
Right.
I have nothing for you.
Right. You be quick to be like, bruh.
It's trash out here. The dating pool is a cesspool of trash, okay? Don't mess up our good husband over there, okay?
Yeah. That's facts. That's
another episode. Let's not go down that road.
Right. I don't understand the people who can't balance a healthy relationship and with their significant other, whether it be just dating world, you get a new dude and you've been cut off. Like, I recently realized somebody that was a part of my life that every time they got back with their ex is when I got cut off. And it's like, well, damn, what the fuck?
See,
that when you're with the ex,
you're not finna use me when you lonely, bitch.
Well, is the dynamic the cutoff, or was it cut off completely? Like, I don't hear from you no more, or it's only when you need somebody to talk to? Like, what was that? What was that dynamic?
It was the dynamic of cut. Like, I don't hear from you. You don't exist. Where we went from hanging all the time. And my mama like, that person around again? Because I was cut off at one point, and then all of a sudden, when that relationship dissolved, I was like the person that they always with, invite themselves with me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as the relationship started, they got back together. And it wasn't even to say, hey, me and him getting back together. I wasn't worthy of that conversation to let me know that was even the situation. It was, I'm just not going to talk to you no more. You no longer exist. You're no longer a part of my world.
Because they were embarrassed? Is this like a repeated offender? Like, I keep going back to the same person.
It's definitely a repeat offender. And at this point, I told them the last time that we rekindled our friendship, like, this is a toxic situation. If we break up again, we done. I'm not circling the block again.
You tripping. You got 2 rounds.
But this has always been Shawny's issue, though. In the past, this goes all the way back to grade school. Because I be mad, like, sis, we
talked about that in a different episode. We talked about that shit.
And you know I be mad. They didn't violate you to the utmost. Like, nah, bro. Like, your money.
Here go the mirror. I got the mirror in front of me right now.
The mirror.
But I just feel like it's us. We mad because we're looking out for you, and we see that that's not okay.
We value you. Yeah. But I think it's this, though. I think in another episode that you all did, you know, Melly talks about, like, the attributes not being a bad thing. You know, like these are good attributes. You know, and the challenge is attempting to give those attributes to the correct people, to the people
Yeah.
that are worthy to receive you in all of your goodness. And that makes for a difference, because sometimes we go into these situations that are toxic, that, you know, everybody likes to use that word, that are toxic, that are just not, they're empty spaces, and there's no reciprocation, and you drain yourself, and then you're so drained, and you sitting around looking like, am I crazy for being a good friend or a good girlfriend or a good whatever? It's like, no, don't shift who you are to accommodate the insecurities and the challenges and the issues of other people. You more so need to take on saying, I'm going to take what I have that's valued and what other friends value and give it to those who are worthy to receive who I am, so that I'm not depleting myself completely in that process. And I think that makes for that difference, you know, for
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Dree taking us to church today.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know, it's
Amen.
like, because I've done it myself. Depleting myself.
At 40, I'm just starting to really realize that. Where I'm literally starting to go into protection mode over myself, because I'm like, because I've been feeling empty, and I feel like it's because I'm surrounded by people who are sucking the life out of me, and they're not helping fill me back up.
Right.
So this is my question, and I asked you this before. What do you need to feel filled
And that's the
up?
thing. I honestly don't know. And after you asked me that, you asked me that question, and I was like, I don't know. Like, I had a panic attack, and I was like, and I text you and Kim, and I'm like, what was going on? I'm texting you, and I'm like, this is why I turn to fucking other people, because nobody's here to answer the phone. I know Dree is at her full-time job during the day. I know you two motherfuckers is at home. So
please call me though. Please call me. I mean,
but at home don't mean available.
True. Very true.
Like, I
Very
do
true.
work. I got 3 kids. I got shit I'm trying to get done and shit like that. I like that time I was on a call with a whole client who paid me money. I'm gonna have to talk to this person. I'll call you back. It's okay.
And I got that. And I feel like but I also did something different that I usually don't do. I let you know that something was wrong. Usually I call you guys and you guys are not available, and I don't tell you that something is wrong. I just move on to the next person. So I don't, and by the time y'all talk to me, I'll be like, don't want to talk about it no more. Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be like, whatever, and I may tell y'all weeks later. But at that felt like the people I wanted there were not there. And it happens a lot to me. So, and I feel like, and I get it, y'all have individual little bitty kids at home. Yeah, I'm going to just interrupt Dree's work session.
Yeah.
Well, and that has happened. I mean, I have talked to you, not when you were having a panic attack, but please call me on that, because I have those often. And I you know, that's another episode. I think that's another episode. But that's a total real thing that you're not going through alone, actually.
So yeah, and for me, when I have those panic attacks, I text and be like, "Yo, this is going on right now." I explain it in the text.
Yeah. I tell people, the people that I call for that, honestly, I don't call people afar. I don't think I've ever called any of you for that. I try to call people that's close by, because I'd be like, listen, I don't know if I'm going to die right now, so I'm on such and such street. You know what I'm saying? I'm driving. I'm at the CarMax on, you know, this drive. Just in case I die or you don't hear from me about 5 to 10 minutes, I need you to pull up. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Shawna, I think you're in some of those issues, you're just lacking reciprocation and the desire to believe that people are going to give you what you give them is so dead. It's so, I was literally thinking about that just recently, about how I was talking to another friend about that. And it's like how we want people to give what we give. And I'm learning to say, you know, this whole doing to others as we would have people doing to us, that's like, people are not. They're not going to reciprocate. So we can do that, but we need reciprocation. We need to be filled. I pour, you pour. I pour, you pour, that thing. You know?
And I appreciate a lot too.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the biggest thing is do unto yourself as you will have people do unto you, or that you do unto others. Do unto yourself that way, because if you have to fill yourself up in a moment, that means you're reserving. It's like perseverance. You're reserving what you give out to these other people who aren't worthy. you hold that for yourself, and that allows the gas tank to fill back up, you know. And
And I
so
have been doing it. I have
yeah,
been like shutting myself off
yeah,
from people who drain me, and then I doesn't I always have to be people who drain just so I can fill back up. And that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it because I am a natural giver of myself to people. Like it's just
yeah.
I enjoy helping other people.
That's
So
and
that's
I
like
agree with you. I agree with you, and
Yeah.
I think that's why you feel the way that you feel, because you're a
Yeah.
giver. That
Yeah.
makes you happy, you know.
And I feel like
so
there's been times where I don't want you to do anything. I try. I be like, stay over there and just chill. I don't need help. I don't need just, and you just find a way. You find a way to help. And I'd be like, okay, well, I tried to keep, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Several instances of that where you just force your way in to help. And it's like, I didn't ask you. You know what I mean? I didn't ask you for the help. I appreciate the help, but like, I'm not trying to drain you because I know that you be drained. And I'll be like, nah, let's try to chill on that. You know what I mean? But like, you always find a way.
I think it's your love language, service
Yeah.
to give to others. It makes you happy. I am
Yeah.
semi like that. I'm semi, but I'm
I'm
learning.
not. I'm lazy foot. I do
We
shit.
know, we know, we know, we know. But I think, I have learned now, because it does. It makes me happy to cook food and then watch people eat it and be satisfied. I
exactly,
like
like
to.
I'm so excited about cooking for Thanksgiving because it's an act of service. I mean, that's how I receive love as well. Acts of service is
Right.
how I receive my love.
And that's the
So
problem. You be so busy giving that you don't pay attention to those who are not going to be truly willing to give you that.
Mm-hmm.
I am so guilty of that right there, but I've recognized it. Like, I'm so guilty of that. I get fogged up in trying to help because it makes me feel like accomplished. Like, I'm helping and they're happy and I'm good. I mean, golly, it's my career. And it
Mm-hmm.
spills it's my career. And it spills over into some of those relationships where I have to say, you know what, you have to pull back
Mm-hmm.
because you're giving, and I'm recognizing the lack of reciprocation here. And then oh boy, when you pull it back, then you really see those true colors of those people you call friends. Because then it's like, oh, you changed, oh, you're not the same. And I'm like, facts, you're correct. I have changed. And then I feel no ways about it, and I'm not coming back to what it used to be just because you said that bomb. Just because you opened up your mouth and said that, now I'm mad. You know.
Mm.
So I think that's where I think you're getting there, but I think that might be where you are, like trying to identify the giving piece versus when it's time to give to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about that when we were all off I'm saying in the Himalayas, because I don't want people to really know where we truly. Yeah, we were. We were in Egypt and such. I didn't want Melanie to be like rolling her eyes or whatever. But you okay now? You okay?
Yeah.
You were kind of there. You were kind of there because we talk to you every day, every other day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
and when I didn't call, so what day is it there? So we missed a whole day.
Yeah.
it was bad. But we were asleep. I'm just saying we're trying to catch up. But
Well,
we talked about some of those things, and it's not us. It's all of them, all of the others, because we're fabulous.
the others.
The fans,
The fans.
It's the fans, not us.
With us being a group of 5, it's 5 of us in this friend circle. We all have different lives. Like we all have like married, relationship, lesbian, married, like divorce. Like it's all different.
Divorce.
Divorce, right?
Yes.
Single, never been married. Like so. How do you think we maintain these? Like this is decades of friendship. Like decades of friendship. How do you think we make? Because questions that somebody when I ask like what topic they ask. How do you maintain friendship through decades?
I think it's not being in your feelings and understanding that everybody have lives. Because I don't talk to Dree every day. I talk to Dree every few months.
And
right?
But all of y'all, that's what.
Right?
I
And if
literally
we
don't talk more.
don't,
I've known everybody longer, which y'all have said, because I
right.
didn't realize that. But when we talk, And let me tell you, most of the time when I hear from y'all, it'd be like, listen, it'd be like a mental, emotional issue. They're like, am I straight? Am I good? We be in
And
therapy.
that conversation, listen, and that conversation with Dree is going to last hours. It's
Yeah,
like
3,
catch
4,
up is
5 hours.
hours long,
The
and we
catch
be
be
like,
long.
I remember being on the phone with Dree for 5 hours straight to
Yeah,
like early morning hours, and we're on different time zones.
Yeah,
yeah. It'd be a long time. We catch up for the time we
yeah,
having our thoughts. Yeah.
yeah. I
That,
think a part of that maintenance is just knowing. Just because we don't talk, don't mean we're not friends or we're not cool no more
right.
at all.
Because I definitely
You
don't talk
know?
to Mel as much as I used to. I can actually go. I used to talk to Mel every day. I could go weeks without talking to Mel.
Yeah,
Like we talk probably
that's fine.
now that we have a podcast, we talk every week. And even after Monday, we may not talk. We may text back and forth about something. We may not talk again until something about the podcast has to come up or whatever the case may be. So
Right.
the dynamics of our relationships have changed over the years, where we have more time, more energy, more thing to put in it. Kim got a baby at home that is 1 and whooping her ass. So therefore,
I don't ever talk to Kim. Well, I don't ever talk to Kim, but I feel like nothing is missed. And
right.
I don't ever like or Lynn. I don't never talk to Kimmy or Lynn that much at
And
all
I
outside of
don't
our text or something.
I don't
I
talk
don't
to
think
I don't
anybody.
talk to Lindsay that often either. Yeah, I don't talk to her that often.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't think it ever changes anything when we get on a girls trip. People be like, "Oh, we have problems on a girls trip. We have fun on girls trip.
Yeah, we
Everybody
do.
is having the time of their what? Listen, shot. All
You
around.
know
Let's
what?
go.
What some of these girls on these girls should be having drama,
They be killing
arguments
each
with
other
their
out here.
friends. And I'm like,
They be conspiring,
what's
killing each
our
other.
issue?
What y'all doing?
What is that
Listen,
about?
I don't know. We don't know. We're not of that. We're not.
how could, like I don't.
We don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know.
And
They're
people
not
say
real
that I'm a lot.
friends. They're not real friends.
Not real friends.
I think we're not. I don't find us jealous of each other.
No.
Like if I think about people who, like you're no longer friends with and you wonder like what happened there. It's like and you have other people like, oh, this person was jealous of you. And you thinking, what? Like this person supported me to the T. And they be like, nah, this person was jealous of you. Or what they would say outside or behind your back. We don't have that dynamic to say that what I might say behind your back, I haven't told you to your face, number one.
Right.
We might go to each other like, what you think about this? Am I tripping? Or whatever. But it's never like a thing
I'm
of
tripping.
malicious.
The I'm tripping call is never a bad call. It's a let me see if I'm looking
Another
at this wrong.
perspective. Absolutely.
Right.
But you know what? I've had someone straight up tell me I was jealous of your life. A friend. It was F word. You know I don't play with the F word.
Wait. Okay, so they said that they were jealous of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that was clear. I like the transparency.
I was like, oh.
But how did they get to that point? Well,
y'all still friends? Y'all still friends? It's awkward.
It's very awkward.
Very awkward. Vicariously through you is like, what's that movie? The hand that is it the hand that rocked the cradle? A single white female when they was breastfeeding the baby.
Oh yeah, that was the hand that rocked the cradle. I'm like holding my breast, like what?
When the lady was coming in trying to act like the babysitter, but she was really trying to take over the lady's life. That's scary
crazy
too.
I don't think it was necessarily to that level where niggas was trying to overtake my life, but it was just like it's hard to talk to you when I perceive your life as the life I want, and I'm jealous.
Y'all don't make me go into my because that's all the insecurities.
Oh, for sure.
But self-awareness though. So I applaud that friend, that whoever that was, for self-awareness.
Yeah.
Because that's a problem.
That was wild. And I was like, because y'all don't do that shit to me. So I'm like, this was new. Like, I don't know what to do with this.
That's why I'm done with new. Forget this new friends business, because like,
Dree is the most educated of us all.
Don't say that.
You're the only doctor. What you mean?
Okay, most academically educated, because I think you
Yeah.
all are highly intelligent, wonderful, beautiful,
Oh, for
phenomenal
sure.
ladies.
Okay,
Why
you
the
don't
heck
say
you
what
know
you don't want the
that?
valedictorian stupid Lizzie like because they called her stupid. No, but when you got your degree, I was like, my friend's better than yours. Listen, I got a doctor
We
on
were
my
in
team.
that. We were in that
Like,
piece. Because
listen.
here's the thing, because you all understand. Listen, I was a psychology major. If you're not going to go all the way or be at your
Right.
master's level in licensure that boy, you're
You.
gonna be working at the D home, or at the group home dealing with
Yeah.
kids that their parents were unable to deal with and getting $10 an hour or some nonsense.
Yeah.
So you all are not threatened by that part. You all are not threatened by
Why would my friend winning threaten me?
because
You winning?
insecurity.
Shit, that mean we winning. We all winning.
Absolutely. That's always insecurity, though. It has nothing to do with the friend. It has nothing to, but I have people who be like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you." Oh, and really, they're secretly waiting on my demise. And then if I
Those
come
are
to
people
a
who
hard point,
when I grow up, I want to be like you type message when you really just jealous. Like,
honey.
when I grow up, I want to be like
Not
you.
even get me started on here, okay? Don't get me started with that comment. I want to be you when I grow up. That's jealousy. That's
You don't know what I did to get
insecurity.
here. You don't know how many sweat tears. Listen, I'm gonna in this camera and say I will never have doctor in front of my name because I don't want to go back to school. Okay, so
Right, I went straight through that boy and I'm done. Don't look for me now. I'm trying to just keep the certifications going so
Right.
I can make that bag.
like I
always
feel like
about
there's
the
other
bag.
ways to increase my like I don't that level of education. Like and so I have nothing to ever be jealous. I'm proud of you. That is
Yeah.
very
And I didn't get it for props, and I appreciate y'all so much.
Yeah.
I didn't. You and now one time heard me say, "Oh yes, hi." Like how I would do on
you don't
my.
even tell people.
I
You
hate
don't
it.
even tell people.
I hate it. People, I have my friends, just like y'all just did. My friends or people around me will say it before you know she's a doctor, and I'm like, yeah. I'm in here trying to be me because I know it's. She's like, well, what are you a doctor in? And then I tell them, and they're like, so this is what's happening in my life, and I'm like, I'm off. Okay. Like, you got to pay me for that assessment and diagnosis. I'm not doing that. So I can truly get that, and I don't have that problem in this friend circle. I don't have that false narrative of support. It's like it's not there for any of us. Anything that you all do, if you wrote a book, I'm buying it. Don't let me go get my I'm in progress T-shirt, my resume book.
Listen, it's funny because your book was recently in my news feed. I'm like, listen, you got it. I'm buying it. I'm gonna support you.
Right.
I'm just not buying a resume. I'm gonna just get
and sharing it. I think Melly, you were in. I brought you to one of my classrooms.
Yeah.
Because I value what you all do. If somebody say, "Oh, I'm in Detroit," or even if you're not in Detroit, I need an event planner to travel with me. I'm going to say, Shauna.
Yeah.
If somebody says something about a daggone, what is it? I need a new dog food. Oh, my girl Lynn got her cocoa cares. It ain't even launched all the way yet. But I
got mad the other day, like, the diver wants some food for the Thanksgiving. What do you mean I can't
text her the same, or I send her a message like, so are you mailing out or what are we doing? Rocky is hungry.
The diver want a delicious meal? Like,
please
what do you mean?
I don't know nothing about that. Got no damn dog.
We have security support.
Yeah.
We value this thing, and that makes for a difference. It's not a show.
Why do y'all think these other people just can't? Like, do you think it's our small school dynamic? Do you think it's our?
Well, I said this before. I feel like the way our friendship was created was intense because we was around each other all the time, right? We was in school all day. Then on the weekends we seen each other at church. Then after church we was somewhere eating dinner together. Maybe Sunday was the only day we didn't see, and it was like, oh, I'm about to go home.
Because if we wasn't at the house, we go to school with them on Monday. So.
And then our families were also kind of connected, so the trust was there, right? So I feel like it wasn't just I'm gonna go to school, this big ass school with 100 people in our grade or 300, whatever it be. and then you kind of know these people, but you really don't because there's so many people. Can you really connect for real close with all these
I would
people?
say from our
We
school group that a lot of people still hang with prospective people in their classes.
yeah
So it's not just us. It is a lot of people that still like very close. You look at their wedding like, oh, they was in their wedding and everything else.
yeah
Like, so you see
from
it
our
Yeah.
school.
from
Yeah,
our school. So I do believe that plays a major part. And I
I
do
think
have one
that
other friend who goes to public school who does have a really close group of friends
I
from that
do
public
too.
school.
Or people in
So
college. I know people in college
yeah,
who are still tight. I think it's the people. I think that helped us because we became more family. You know what I
right.
mean? That smaller circle created
Yes,
a family dynamic
yes,
and all of those
yes,
commonalities of religion and you know
yeah.
what I mean? School, the private school, that whole thing. Even though we were in the hood of the, we might be like drive by, somebody got shut up the road, but we're in here singing Jesus songs while they're throwing the tarp. You know what I'm saying? I remember that man. Do y'all remember sidebar? Y'all remember that man that ran through the school or was trying to run through, or he ran through the school because and the helicopters was flying over? Nah, I don't
I
ever
don't
remember
remember that.
nothing. Y'all don't remember Shauna.
I don't remember that.
it
Shawny
sounds
Shauna.
might.
like so. It sounds vaguely familiar. Like I'm like I remember something about a
And
man running through the school.
yes, and
I
we
do
were
remember
locked in, and they remember they put them chains on the thing, and we were in there talking
looking
about
like
lean on me.
I'm gonna say looking like lean on me.
No, I have zero recollection of that.
Melly,
Maybe that
you're
was
out
the year I
of
wasn't there.
school.
What year? What grade was that?
I don't even
High
remember. I feel
school?
like it was somewhere up in the maybe we were on
It
the
had
other
to be.
side of
It
the
was
hall,
middle
I
school.
believe.
I feel like it was middle school, maybe 7th, maybe.
Okay, I might not have been there
I don't know. I don't
because I
remember.
came half of 7th.
Okay. Huh? Is that
She
right?
left.
I
Remember,
came back.
Oh,
I
you
was in
left
there
and
came
came
back.
back.
4.
Okay. I don't even
Yeah.
remember you missing. I don't know. See? You
Yes, I
see?
was missing. I was missing. I went to DPS, and I had to
I told her I have very
tussle
little
with
memory
some
of her.
bitches. You feel me? Some bitches was coming for me. I had to let them know who I was. You feel me?
And then you came back.
My mom was like, "Oh hell no, that's not what we're doing." Right back to the halls of Peterson.
I've been rebuked and I've been scorned.
The fact that we've been buked and when we got buked again in real life,
Bruh,
that helped us. That helped us when we got buked.
Dree, we need you to tell a story, please, of how we have gotten
Tell
rebuked.
the
Please
story.
tell the story.
Okay,
Let's
I'm
go. I'm ready. Story time.
so okay, so story time. Listen, in some parts I don't remember. I just remember the important pieces. Okay,
I got.
I
I
remember
feel like
us
I can jump
all
in.
being
I'll fill in some of the pieces you
okay.
may
Y'all
not
fill
remember.
in because I'll be remembering all of it. Okay, so we were in. We were. I remember us riding. Please let me know if this is the same situation. We were all like kind of sausaged up into a vehicle, somebody's vehicle. I don't remember.
That was Snowball, my vehicle.
Okay, Snowball. Okay. And so Snowball was taking us down the road. I was just riding. I don't remember why, how, and when that we were going to these fine gentlemen's homes. I don't remember that part. I don't remember that part, but we're grown now. So how about that? Okay, but we were headed in Snowball to these fine gentlemen's homes. I don't even remember who they were. I know they weren't for me. I was just riding. Shawny was trying to throw up every other day while we were riding in that car. So it felt like days of us riding tightly into this vehicle. We get to the location. We're there. I think we're having a pretty decent time, just kind of chit-chatting, chewing the fat. Is that
It
correct?
was for me. It was for me. It was the dude I was talking to
Okay.
first. And
Okay.
then I think they
But he
took
had
us.
friends, right?
Yes, he went down the
It's his
street to
friend's
his
house.
boy's house. His friend, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So we're there. I feel like we were having a wonderful time. They had black cats, and I wasn't feeling it when we pulled up. They had
I
black
remember
cats.
that.
It was
I do remember
or
cats.
black cats were lingering around their house, and I remember saying, "I ain't." Y'all know I don't like cats. I'm allergic to
That's
cats.
how
I
we
don't like
moved
cats.
downstairs too, because we were upstairs at first
We
when we
went to
came
the
over there,
basement
and we
of
went to the
some
basement.
right, and I was like, "These cats ain't making me." I kept talking about the cats because I don't like the cats, and they were black. And I'm like, y'all good? These cats good? Oh no, they fine, they fine. So we went in there. The cats were telling us what it was, but we didn't listen. We didn't know to zero in into the real
The
issues at
discernment
the time.
wasn't quite developed yet at that age.
No.
Yeah,
So we're just doing stuff. All right. So we're there. We're chilling, talking, kiki. And I don't remember what happened per se, of how we got to this lady being downstairs in the basement with us. But obviously,
Okay, you can't skip. You can't skip.
I don't
You skip
remember.
some stuff.
Fill
Okay,
in.
so
Fill
we
in.
so
I don't
we
remember that part.
so we went to the friend's house, and this one guy kept saying,
Where your
"Your
mama?
mom, where your mom at? Your mama not here. Your mama come home." Something like that. It was kind of like warning signals
And once
that
again,
we
our discernment was not there.
not there. How old were we, by the way? 17?
17.
We were up in
17.
in age
It
a
was
little
like
bit. We weren't like no
17.
12.
I think
It was that-
one of us was 18.
yeah, I was about to say, like, it was 17, 18. The
It probably
one
would have
who,
been me then. You would have been
no,
18 with me. Or
oh,
maybe
yeah. The other one would have been
No,
18 with you. Because it was me,
no,
her,
we were
and then,
17.
we were 17.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then
All right.
yeah.
Yes.
So, but this one
but she
guy
asked
kept
for
trying.
her ID. She
Yes,
asked for her
right.
ID.
That is correct.
Yes,
That is correct.
right. But
I
it
remember
was another warning signal. I didn't forget was this one guy kept saying, "Oh, you know, okay." They kept talking about the mama home, the mama
I
not
remember
home, or
that.
something
Yes.
like that, and we was just like,
And he
But
left.
then
no,
but
He was
at
like,
some
I'm not
point
going to
we
be
were
part of
asking, like, maybe Melly, you asked, why you talk about they mamas? So we need to know. And we like facts. I remember us doing that when this guy kept saying he was all of the
He
angels.
was smart and he left.
and he was gone.
He left.
He left.
He knew Cruella was on her way. He didn't want no
Listen,
part.
So yeah. So go ahead. What happened? So yeah. Go ahead.
See, those are the good parts that I don't really remember. But I do, as you tell the story, I remember that young man. Whoever you are, thank you so much. Even though we didn't listen at the time.
We're trying to help us.
If you're still alive, you're out there listening. Okay, shout out to you. Because somebody listened and be like, I remember that story. That's them. So yeah, I do remember that young man. We were like, what is the issue? And it was other people there with us that were like, what you talking about? Getting kind of hyped with it. And then the stepmother came home, the real mother, the mean mother showed up and was having, and actually, let's just give her props. She really wasn't mean, because if I had come home,
that part with a bunch of bitches,
now as a mother of a child, that's that same age of the people, and I see a girl. The other friend had to get her ID because she was sitting near her son. That's why she had to go get her ID to prove that she was 18.
Okay.
So, like, I was just scooting around on a scooter, okay? I was just twirling around like a little dumb kid around on a scooter because, everybody said nobody was doing anything.
No, we were doing nothing.
Being children.
We
were
just
chilling.
So because she was the closest to her son, she had to go get her ID. And then that's when she came in asking, "Who are y'all? Do you know the word of Jesus Christ?"
Yeah, she went in, and I think we were bucking back like, "Yeah, we know Jesus. We know Jesus."
Because literally, we had to get. Listen, that's what people don't fail to realize, that Bible was a class for us.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a thing that we went to church and we done sat down and we ain't listening. That was a class for us. So therefore, we are able to go back and forth with you because we know, and it was
rooted and embedded into the word of God.
Listen, and I think that the fact that we were able to go back and forth with her,
she didn't like that.
Mother May, I did not like that. She did not like these young females that are sitting in here with your son. You should have been like, oh, okay. But
I don't know, Shawny, mother. Now, if you come home,
hell no.
I'm not even going to be talking about Jesus at this moment, other than God help me not to hurt someone. Yeah, it would have been. I'm feeling her now, but at the time we wanted her to be understanding because we were so innocent. Like, we're not here.
We wouldn't do anything. Yeah.
So we were in our kid minds at that moment. But that lady went out.
Outside of the kid mind. Real talk.
Yeah, she went straight into Shana Na, Hooba Shaba Shaba.
So that's when we ran out of there. We booked out of there because
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
We don't speak in tongues. We do not believe in speaking in tongues, and that's not what we do. So it was for her to speak in tongues, and this is not what our weekly church services. We like, oh no, the Bible says that every man should know. They don't know what you're saying, and you don't know what you're saying, so we out. So it is no offense to anybody who speaks in tongues. It's just not what we did or what we believed in. So therefore, we had to book.
Yeah. So
Rebuke me
we
out
was
loud. Rebuke me out loud, please and thanks. Let me know what you
What kind of
yeah
language I can
we was with her. She started off. Do you accept the Lord Jesus as your personal savior? Like that type of shit. We were
I
like, yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta say
yeah.
it like
And then
you
going back and forth. And I guess, like you said, she didn't like that. So when she
She
felt like,
resorted
okay, I
to
don't
that.
have
Yeah.
nothing else to
She
argue,
resorted to that
I
rebuking.
rebuke you in the name of, and then
But see, we were not really the ones that were truly arguing. There was one main person there that was decided to
That's
continue to
wasn't
go
it
sitting
back.
you?
next to her. No,
It was
it
not
wasn't.
me.
No, it
Oh,
was the other one because she was sitting
oh.
next to her son, so she made her get her ID, and she knows the Bible very well, so she was to go back and forth with her, and
I thought it was
as well.
Dree.
It was
No,
not me.
no,
Not on
no.
this
So
one.
Okay.
I was sitting there like, I know them cats. The cats was telling us. And then we start thinking, oh boy was telling us.
Right.
And he left us in here. He should have
He
been more
left us.
clear.
No,
Left
the
us
way
for
he
dead.
ran out of that house and peeled, somebody left
Bro,
something
I
in
would
my
never
house.
forget. I ran because I was driving. So I ran to the car. I was in there, car was started. I was like, come on, y'all. And then
And I
they
was
got
in
it.
there with
Pew,
you.
pew, pew, pew.
I was like,
Who left something? Because we had to meet them back around the corner somewhere. Somebody left something.
I
I
don't
don't
remember
remember.
that part.
Somebody left something.
I
You like,
remember
no,
us
we're
having
not
to
coming
circle
back
back
to
for
the
some
house.
reason.
So we had to meet it at your friend, like on your friend's block or house, and we like, we'll meet you there. We're not coming back to the house. Pick up nothing.
Lord.
I think I vaguely remember that part because I remember saying, I'm not going back. Because like, I'm not going back over there. Because the cats, I kept talking about the cats. And then we
So
started talking about
how
that
do
guy.
I drove back? Like,
We
what
didn't drive
happened?
back to her house.
You had to drive back. Fool, you was the one
You,
driving.
I don't remember. I remember pew, pew, pew. After that, I don't remember nothing else.
Yeah, we had to go back. I think was it a cell phone that got left? It was something that got left, and it was probably in the process of going to get IDs and all type of other stuff.
it was probably a pager,
The
Shawny.
ID was outside.
Do we know who left something? We don't know.
I
It
don't
could
remember.
have been the other person that left something.
I remember us having to circle back. But I
But it was
don't.
a few of us. 3, 4. I feel like it was 5 of us.
I feel like it was 5 of us too.
It was a car. The back seat was filled.
Pat. Yeah, it was 5 of us.
Uh-huh.
No.
We made it out,
Good
boy.
time.
We made it out.
Good times for sure.
Good times,
Adventure.
great times. See, we're leaving out some of the details, which is good. You see how we did? You see how we did that whole story as friends, and we left everyone free and safe.
I was just telling my child because she struggles with and having good friends and bad friends. I was like, the friends that I am no longer friends with, their secrets are still safe with me.
Absolutely.
Because you gave me those secrets as when we were friends. I would never be how people like get into it and they go on social media and they start blasting each other and telling their personal lives and shit. I'm like, if you were once my friend, I am not about to go on social media and expose your business. That secret is safe with me, and I'm not telling people that secret. That is our secret.
Those secrets are dead, just like our friendship.
Yeah,
I don't know about them anymore.
You ain't gotta worry about that. You ain't gotta worry about me exposing who you really are. What? Nah, Playboy. If you got my secrets, I got yours. Nah, don't let you go put myself out there. But I don't have anybody in my life that knows something about me who I feel like they put it out there. I would be like, did you put my business out there? I don't have I don't surround even the people who are come in my circle and they know some of my life. And nah, Playboy. I
think that's why I'm so guarded with that. Because of that reason. Like, I don't think that I have ever been the friend. I don't know. Y'all can tell me. I've never really been the friend. It takes me a lot to be like, yo, call, this happened. Or it's like in our long 4-hour conversation, this is what I'm going through.
Right.
But it has been very hard in that girl friendship. And I honestly feel like my upbringing is a part of that. I feel like more males have my secrets than my female friends. And
your biggest protection was your father. So your trust is in men. Period. Your trust is in men. So that's like
true. That's true. I received that completely because it is true.
Yep. Yeah. So luckily slid in there. And we slid in there and he was live and breathing and he trusts us and with you. So like everybody else is like I don't know.
Yeah. And but here's the thing though. I'm gonna give myself credit on that end because I did try, especially being, here, I did try to open myself to that world of the female friendship more outside of my road dogs, like my aces.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that. I don't like that process was not what I had desired or hoped for it to be. And luckily, because I'm such a private person, not too many things were provided that would be something that I would be so like, oh my God, I can't believe you for saying. But I feel like there are people who have provided, not even in a breakup situation or like a separation of friendship, but just more like, oh, I ain't gonna tell nobody, girl, but then you telling another friend. And then I find out from another friend that you told my business. So but your excuse is like, oh, well, I knew she wouldn't tell nobody. Nah, trick, but I told you not to tell nobody. And then I be done. Like, see, this is why I don't like y'all. That's why I'm not the girl, I don't think. And I don't think I ever.
One of my
Father is the dynamic. I think that's the root. That's the root.
Yeah, definitely the root.
Yeah, that makes sense. I used to talk to this guy. He used to tell me everybody got that one person they're gonna tell.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everybody. So you tell me something, say don't tell anybody. I'll probably go to my husband. Depending on what it is, I'll probably go tell Shawna ass. Like it's always that one. Everybody got that one person that they're gonna.
It's funny because I'm friends with somebody from that went to our school, and she'd be like, "I know you're gonna tell Kim and Melanie. I mean, so we don't have to have this argument with you." So,
but I think, don't we know that? Don't we know that? We kind of know that in the midst, like 9 times out of 10, if something is relevant in conversation, like, yeah, this person going through it, whatever. But I think we respect that boundary of,
right.
I don't know. I want to say that I kind of do that very well, though, not saying.
Yeah.
I feel like
I think we all do.
Okay.
We all do.
Like I do.
We do all the time.
If it circles back around, it may be like, and it may not even be a place of malice of gossiping. It's
totally not.
Let me let you know what they're going through so you know how to handle and why they may be moving the way that they're moving. It's a place of gossip. It's a place of protection.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Clarity. Some clarity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like, this is what they're going through. This is why they're moving the way they're moving. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah. Because I might be talking to one of y'all and one of y'all say something to me and I be talking and it really don't be until like, well, yeah, she told me about this. And I be like, okay, all right. So they told, this person talked to this person. So now we can kind of continue to talk, but it's never like, Shawna said so.
No.
It'll
be a general conversation and be like, yeah, because blah, 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 blah.
And then a lot of times it's like like you said earlier, we don't really talk to each other all the time. So sometimes we talk to one person and be like, oh, you talk to such how she doing?
Right.
And it's like, oh yeah, she going through it, girl. That it's kind of like that too, like that life update situation.
But I feel like within this circle, I think we're all okay with it. This is why when we go on vacation and we have because our vacations turn into therapy sessions, drink sessions, everything else. So I feel like we're comfortable because we all know where we are in life. You know what I'm saying? Some way, somehow, even if it's somebody getting updated on something, we feel safe with this circle. Knowing what's happening in our life. We don't feel judged. We don't feel persecuted. We don't feel, okay, and we can have this conversation. Because
there's no swaying. No swaying. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
All right. We have our first listener question. So we're going to answer it with you.
Okay.
And we're going to summarize this listener question. So I got to get to the summarization part. Here we go.
Okay.
How do we keep practical, healthy boundaries as Christians that allow us to shine and be different from the world with a good balance? Not a balance that makes it look like we are straddling the fence, but a balance that when people see us and befriend us, they know they are going to be loved on. They know that we are not weird, and they can feel comfortable around us. They know that they cannot break us or influence us for the wrong. They can look to us for guidance and want to know more about the God we serve. How do we do that?
Okay. So that was a long question.
So the
Um,
question, but
it was some questions within the question, but the meat of the question I find is focusing on boundaries and how to have friendship with boundaries, or to keep your Christianity or religion, so to speak, within those boundaries. And I think that that part of it, if you want to bring religion into and Christianity into it, is a case by case place, because at the end of the day, it's not really your job to decide, another individual's Christianity level or religion. But if it's something that goes against what you go against within the friendship, you associate with that person on your commonalities and respect their beliefs. And if they ask you your opinion, or if your relationship is close enough for you to share, like, hey, I see you kind of spiraling out of control, and talk about that, because everything doesn't necessarily, you can show God if you're religious, or if you are a part of Christianity, whatever your belief is, you can show that without saying that, by living that in your life. And if I deem it to be something that I can speak to, then, or I can relate to, then I'll come to you with that. So you don't, because I think people in the religion world and in the Christianity world, that's how they lose people, because they're so focused on teaching their beliefs to other people who didn't ask. So if and that's a boundary issue. And that's where friendships are clash, because I didn't come to you for you to guide me to death. And if we want to go there, Jesus didn't come just like, hi, I am the Son of God in all things, God, and because I'm that, you follow me. It's like a man saying, I'm a man, I'm a man. If you're a man, you don't have to speak it to the hills that you're a man. I just see it. You walk, you talk, you be, you do, and I identify you as what you're illustrating. So I think that that's the same thing. And I think when those boundaries are crossed, that can cause challenges in friendships, because you can be who you are and somebody else be who they are. And you might not agree on lifestyles or the way that people talk or walk or when they go to church, but you can also have commonalities that blossoms the friendship and value each other for your differences.
I truly believe that, so when you break down Christian is not a denomination. Christian is not a certain person. Christian is a follower of Christ. Christian is a person who has received Christ as their Lord and Savior. So I feel like if you are moving a certain way, and if you are doing a certain way with the way you move, the boundaries will automatically be set, because the people that are around you are going to automatically respect what you represent. So you don't have to try to set a boundary. Who you are is going to set the boundary itself. If, say for
Absolutely.
instance, and
Absolutely.
that's with anything, that's regardless of your Christianity or anything. If I don't drink and I'm out with my friends say, hey, they're not going to ask me if I want to drink, because so that's the boundary that's already been set, because they know I don't drink. Once the initial happens of you want to drink, I don't drink. We're not going to force
Absolutely.
you to drink. It's a lifestyle.
Unless you're with Mel.
But we know that, but the friendship says we know that you're gonna do it regardless, so we just disregard the shenanigans and continue and continue
Anyway,
on. There's no judgment, and that's the problem. People like to take their judgment and enforce it on other people and call that, I'm trying to be a man of God or a woman of God. No, that's not what that is supposed to really encompass. You're supposed to, if you're wanting to be an example, you be that through your life.
You be that. And you don't
You
have
be
to be
that.
a Bible thumper in the process of hitting somebody over the head with what you believe. Your actions of how you live your life is going to make people
Absolutely.
more intrigued about what's changed about this person, without you helping them with the Bible saying, I'm a Christian, I got to do this. You just start moving as how you feel and believe, as following Christ for yourself and your own personal journey with God. It ain't
Absolutely.
gotta. Nobody's gonna. I don't think that anybody will ever think that you're weird for having a belief or changing what you
Having your
believe.
lifestyle. And
Having
if you think that, then listen, if you think that, then we need to be talking more about what makes you feel like people are thinking that you're weird for
what internal
following
battles are you fighting
a
with?
God. Yeah, you're
What,
weird.
because I remember my father even saying that as he got back into the church, people started off in his life. because of he was living his life different, and he was okay with it. And it was never one of those things where they stopped being his friend. It was, hey, we can go talk, sit, chill, whatever. But I'm not going to the bar with you.
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
doing that.
Absolutely.
And you're
Right.
going to respect that. So I just feel like as you move in whatever lifestyle, whether it be Christianity, Muslim, Buddhist, atheist, whatever your beliefs are,
Right.
people will respect your lifestyle and what you so choose to do. And the people who are meant to be with you as you set those boundaries, they will still be with you, whether you guys have the same belief, the same denomination, same whatever the case may be. They will continue on that journey and not think you're weird. And if you have people in your life who think you're weird, I hate the word weird with passion, but they
They'll
will
fall
continue
off.
to be with you.
They'll fall
They'll fall
off.
off.
And you
They're
never
not meant to be
lose your
there.
value.
Some people are there
Yeah.
for a reason. Some people are there for a season. Their season has ended.
Yeah. I think if as long as you are, you know, respectful and you're not toxic, you could be friends with whoever. You know what I mean? This is what it boils down to, whether you're Christian or not. There's a lot of people who have differing, lifestyles and whatnot that are great friends. And
Absolutely.
it boils down to the level of respect you have with the other person.
Right.
And how healthy our relationship is in terms of that respect. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's my 2 cents.
Don't go dump your non-Christian friends. And once again, I'm using the word Christian loosely because people have a tendency to put Christianity with certain denominations and not spreading it out. But don't go Bible thumping. Just live your lifestyle, and they will follow. They may want to know more. They may be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to church with you," or whatever the case may be.
And that's actually very true. Even people that you aren't friends with, I have found like I was in this situation. It was a very hard situation. Very short story. Hard situation. And this person that I had come in contact with, I really feel like I went through that hard situation for this one person. I was mad about it because it was a hard situation. But it placed me in front of this gentleman who doesn't believe in God. I didn't know that, but in the midst of the conversation, I was just like, you know what? My perspective in that moment was like, you know what? I'm stressing, but it's gonna be all right. And I'm gonna be good. It's gonna all work out for the good. I'm gonna believe that, whatever. So I was saying that to myself in his presence, and he was like, "Oh, see, you on that God stuff. You on that God stuff," and I'm like, well, yes, I am. You know what I mean? Yes, I am. Oh, well, no, well, you ain't gonna make me believe none of that. I'm not here to make you believe any of that. And we can, I'm just telling. He was like, well, what makes you feel that? I told him. He asked me, so then I told him. I didn't start going off into no Bible verses and carrying on. This is what I'm doing for me. This is what's helping me. If I don't have faith in something, we're going to have problems. I'm going to be out here in the trenches for real. So we had the conversation, and he still kept what his thoughts were. But because I never forced it on him, after the face, he was like, you're just so, what was the word he used? I can't remember the word he used, but he was calling me, I can't remember, but he was just pretty much saying that, things are happening good for me because I have a good impression on people or whatever. Oh, excuse me. Did y'all hear that? I have a good impression on people. And so when he said that, I was like, nah, I have grace. And he kept on saying like it was me. And I'm like, it's grace. It's grace. It's grace. Well, by the end of that situation, when I left his office for the last time of coming to talk about that, he made the comment, well, I mean, you made it through the situation and you're done and you just did it so eloquently. I guess it's that grace. And I was like, facts. And I left out. I don't know if that man gave his life to God. I don't know if he's still an atheist, but I made him, obviously, for him to come to that conclusion that, it must have been that grace that you were talking about that he didn't believe in, that it maybe sparked something for him. I may not ever talk to this man again, but maybe, just maybe, he had a new perspective of something to consider in his own life, which I think, for me, encompasses what God is for me. Not every Bible verse, not every night. He said, is there a Bible verse that you like? And I said, oh, this is mine. I could do all things through Christ. Then you do all of that. But just coming in, put your head down. God, please get these. I rebuke you. It's funny how we talked about that. I rebuke you today. That led to this. this conversation of this very thing, because if that lady just said, "Listen, young ladies," and she spoke into us as a mother and as a woman, when she didn't come in and saw no booties
Yeah.
bouncing or nothing, she came in with us being kids, but there was a lesson that she could have taught us in that moment
Right.
about what that was
Yeah.
perceived as or whatever, and she went totally left, and we just
Went
She
didn't.
totally
could,
left.
yeah, she
And I
definitely could have
guarantee, and I
said,
guarantee you she believes she's a Christian. I
yeah,
guarantee you she calls herself a Christian,
Uh-huh.
but her actions to me were not as Christ-like behavior as they could
It
have
was mine.
been.
She rebuked us.
Because
you know, she could have said, "You are in a compromising situation."
and that would have made more sense. Like, okay, what it looks like to you is that we were all down here doing stuff with boys when we were
Right.
literally doing nothing. So the perception, you are absolutely right. That's exactly how she could have handled the situation.
Absolutely. She could have
I mean,
said,
not
"You're black, and you have a future." I'm sorry, I had to put it in there. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to put it in there.
You know, I feel like
you just in a remedial class.
we've done a few inside jokes, and the people have no idea what's so funny about these comments that we're making. But that's cool.
Friendship, baby. That's
When you got a good friendship, that's what it's gonna be.
friendship.
Get you
Yeah.
Listen,
one.
I wonder. You know, my thing is, I be wondering, do other 40-year-old people act like this? Are they this goofy? Because I
If
feel
they
like
do,
my
yeah,
friends,
it's a problem. That's why they can't be friends. That's why they can't be friends.
you definitely can't be my friend if you're not goofy. Because listen, you're gonna be like, why she always fucking laugh? She's so fucking slow. No,
I
she's
think I'm the goofiest. I think Mel tried to play me. Talking about some issue. The time when you were like, no, you're the most immature. I'm like, I ain't mature. I just like to have fun and laugh because I be goof trooping.
I said you was most immature.
You said you were saying some shippiness. I don't know. Whatever you were saying.
Shit. I talk a lot of shit. So I don't know.
But I already knew. I ain't take that personally because I already knew what you truly meant.
You can't take what I say personally, bro. I just be talking shit just for the sake of.
It'd be like that time when I was down to the fight at the night before your wedding when she told the girl
she didn't do nothing.
Who did? What happened?
When we almost got into a fight the night before your wedding because she told the girl that what she was doing wasn't shit.
It wasn't shit.
And I had to listen, and you already know how that went for me because I was like, "Let's go," because then I turned into about
I just stressed my friend out. My bullshit.
Like, sis, go get your sister because y'all ain't about to do nothing. I was telling that go get your sister. Hey, come get your sister because everybody is not in the right state of mind right now. And
nah, we was definitely not.
I was like, God damn it, I'm gonna drink now.
Good times. Yes, this was so nice. I said first. This was so nice.
Oh, I gotta have you back again, Dree. Thank you for joining us so much.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure.
So what's the final conclusion? You just should get friends like us, and if you can't, I'm sorry.
Too bad, so sad.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Step your friendship game up.
Get your friendship game up.
I mean, there is a true ending in this. You know, value people for who they are, what they are, how they are, and embrace that. If you find those individuals valuable, you know, that's just the bottom line. Don't be envious or jealous. Celebrate and know that if they're at a place where you want to be, you hone in on that and say, "Hey, how do you there?" And wow.
That's great advice.
We are a circle of entrepreneurs, and listen, we will call somebody and ask a question. What do you think about this? Listen, Dree called the last conversation me and Dree had on the phone was her having a panic attack about a business venture. Like, listen, I'm like, listen. I'm like, we're not throwing in a towel. It's too early to throw in a towel. You just announced it yesterday. Now you're throwing in a towel today. We're not doing that. That's not what we're doing.
I throw in this towel every. Oh Lord, I have seasons of throwing.
You know how many towels I didn't throw?
The whole case of the towels, honey.
Bruh.
Ooh, that's a whole other stuff. We need to be doing a podcast about that, the entrepreneurship of things. Lord.
Yeah, that's definitely an episode. That's definitely an episode.
I'm sure it was coming at some point.
Next season, probably. We'll bring you back.
Well, let me know. You know, I got to be around the kids' schedule, my schedule, and then this schedule.
Everybody.
It's the worst. It's the worst. But I'm in here.
Right. I'm glad you were able to make it. Squeeze us in.
I appreciate you all for having me. I appreciate you all and love you guys so much. Friends to the end. No sway team. Hashtag no sway.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. Oh, wait a minute.
Good dick. Can we explain? Do y'all want to explain this to the people, or are we just gonna do it in this?
Oh, y'all ain't explained it. I explained it a long time ago.
We never explained it.
People will hate on us in a minute. I mean, y'all look throw your gang signs, and then people know. I feel like we should just leave it at that. They don't need to know. They weren't there. They weren't part of the connect, so they don't need to know.
Like, this is not the Crip walk, the Crip gay. I don't even know what they signs are. Listen, so that's too long of a story. I feel.
We're not telling them.
It's a
they don't deserve it.
So y'all tell it. Y'all tell it.
No. Shawny said we're not doing it.
No, they don't deserve it. They not
okay. Dang, now they don't deserve it. Guys, you deserve everything. You know that you deserve.
They
just don't say the listeners don't deserve it. Let's be nice to the people.
I'm sorry. Okay, it's not the listeners. It's the people who have talked shit about the next single.
Oh, okay. It's the people who talk shit. The haters. The haters don't deserve it.
Fans. You know, as the fans, as Dree calls them, the fans will come in and listen and be like, "Oh, that's how they came up with it." So no, it's not you, our faithful, loyal, devoted fans or listeners.
I like that answer.
It's the imposter listeners and haters and
the fans. You know. They're listening, so they're fans.
So the fans are two categories: the fans that truly like us and embrace us and like really want to be a part, and then it's the other people want to be a part too, but
they're insecure fans. It's not about us. It's not about us.
Jealous fans. The jealous fans.
Yeah. They're not.
The ones looking at us through green eyes.
We don't know what it is because we're just here to support them regardless because they're here, and we hope that the fans, all of them, whatever category they may fall or they put themselves in, we're here to support you in embracing yourself and your friendship so that you can find friends like this in your life.
I just want y'all to know, whenever we get into something, Adrian is the most eloquently spoken one to read somebody when we have an issue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I be trying to.
This one over here is gonna pop off. Lindsay is gonna just ignore them, and Kim is gonna be like, "What?" And she already stands tall as hell, so it's like, no.
I do try to provide clarity. I do. I try to provide clarity and give hope to the fans. We got y'all. Look at Melly face. We got y'all. Melly Mel, Shawny, I appreciate you all. I do have another that I have to get to, but it's been wonderful. I put blessings and all of that on this podcast, that it's enriched and it continues to grow. And I'll be back in the building when y'all looking for me.
I receive it.
Yeah. In a minute, I told Shawny that I had a dream about this. Or I told all of y'all. It wasn't this. It literally wasn't like a podcast, but we were being recorded, but it was all of us. I had a dream literally that we were all sitting on this couch having conversations about life things, and we were being televised.
We need to plan a trip for not 2024. I ain't got it, bro. I'm still recovering from 20.
Listen, you need to do 2030. We're gonna pray. Don't talk about the trip right now. I'm not ready. We're ready to talk.
We're gonna do a trip in 2025, and we're gonna bring the cameras, and we're gonna record all of us, and we're gonna do an episode for all.
I love all of that. I love all of that. It needs to be like a cabin. Listen, they're not ready. We can't talk about it now. We're still rolling.
No. We can't let them know what we're doing. You got to move in silence. You feel me? Just hit them up like, pow! We out here, bam, pow.
Yes.
All right, y'all.
Deuces. All right, we out.
Do you have a topic or question for Melly Mel and Shawny? Well, email us at foleyuntitledpodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Foley_Untitled_, on Facebook at Foley Untitled Podcast, and on YouTube at Boldly Untitled Podcast.